Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Catherine with The Perfect Place to Start, and today I have 3 winter wonderland trees that are sure to fit any decor style. So let's jump in. So for our first project, we're going to be using a party hat, some yarn, and this snowflake ornament that I picked up all from the Dollar Tree. In the supply picture, I do have some twinkle lights, fairy lights in there. I didn't decide to use the fairy lights after I put it all together, but I think it would look cute in the end with the fairy lights if you decide to go that way. So I picked up these super large party hats in the party section of Dollar Tree, and all I'm going to do is remove all of the party parts of this hat. I want the cone shape because we're making trees, and so I'm just going to remove all the excess things that are attached to it. So these hats are assembled together, just like folded in together with some paper, and so I'm just going into the seam of it and I'm using my hot glue gun to glue down the paper so that the cone is not collapsible anymore. Once I have that all glued down, I'm just going to take my Waverly white chalk paint and I'm going to cover the entire party hat with the white chalk paint. And I'm going to do this for all 3 hats. I'm only going to show it here though, but it's the same method for each tree. So I give it a good couple coats and then we're ready to start with our yarn. So I am only putting hot glue down one side of the party hat and winding the yarn around it, so it's getting glued only in that one area to give it a nice clean seam around the rest of the tree. So once we have the yarn all on the party hat, it looks really beautiful. In fact, the seam where I glued it down has this really nice billowy look to it, so even if you wanted to glue the ornament on that side, you could. I decided to go with the clean lines that I was going for in the first place. So I'm taking this Dollar Tree ornament, and there is like a hook at the top, and I just bent it over so you can't see the hook. And all I'm going to do is take some hot glue and glue it to the top of our tree, and then this tree is finished. So here you have it. I had my family vote on the projects today and this was their favorite tree. So let me know which one is your favorite down in the description box. Today's video is part of the White Christmas collaboration put on by my dear friend Nadia at DIY with Nadia. So make sure you go down in the description box and click on the playlist so you don't miss any of these lovely ladies' beautiful white Christmas decor ideas. So for our second project, we're going to be making this really cute snowman tree, and we're using the same party hat that we used in the first one with the same steps with the white chalk paint and gluing it together. And we're just going to take these pom-poms from the Dollar Tree and glue them all over this party hat. I have 4 bags shown in the picture for the supplies, but I ended up needing 2 extra bags when I finally got this project all finished. So you're going to need altogether 6 bags of these white pom-poms. There are 80 pom-poms in each bag, so that is 480 pom-poms that get glued to this party hat. So it does seem kind of like a lot, but I promise you this went pretty fast. I just kind of watched TV and glued them on together, so you can do it. Your kids could do it. This would be a fun project to do with kids as well. I realized while I was making these trees that they could actually be tree toppers because they're so wide in the hat, and so I think that I'm going to use this snowman tree as my tree topper this year. Once you have them all on there, we're just going to take this snowman head ornament that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and we're going to glue his head to the top of this tree. So I put a lot of glue on his head, and I was worried it was going to drip down into the pom-poms, so I was just really like holding onto it for dear life that the glue did not go down into the pom-poms, but it did not. So if you're doing that, make sure maybe to lay it on its side when you go to glue his head on. So we're ready to glue his buttons on, and we're just going to glue 3 buttons that I had left over from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to glue those to the front of his body. When I originally planned to make this tree, I wasn't really going to make him into an actual snowman, but once I got his head on there, I thought he actually needs to be a snowman. So in the supply list, I don't have the buttons and his scarf and his arms listed in the supplies, but everything did come from the Dollar Tree. So his scarf is ribbon from the Dollar Tree, and then 2 brown pipe cleaners that I also picked up at the Dollar Tree. So I wanted his scarf to match his hat, so I took this red and black buffalo check ribbon that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and I decided it was too thick to make into a scarf, so I just folded it in half and glued it together to make a skinnier scarf. So we're ready to assemble our snowman, and I just go ahead and crisscross the scarf in the front of him and then glue it together and make his little arms and glue a button in the middle of his scarf, and he is done. And he turned out adorable. Here is our third project, and we are again using supplies from the Dollar Tree, using that same party hat, and these are some feather boas that I picked up in the toy department at Dollar Tree. It took about 4 of the boas to glue to this tree, and all we're going to do is follow a simple method of putting glue down and winding it around the tree like we did with the yarn. So my idea for this tree was going with the song for the 12 Days of Christmas, and I was thinking that these birds kind of reminded me of turtle doves. So I put the 2 trees in, or the 2 birds in the tree going off of the 2 turtle doves. I also did glue some of the feather boa feathers to the back of the birds just so that they kind of blend better in with the tree and they look more like they go there. So the process of this tree is a little bit messy. As I was gluing it on, some of the pieces were falling off, and so there was feathers and feather particles kind of all around the station when I was finished. So if you're recreating this, make sure you have something down so that you can clean it up easier. So we're ready to glue the birds into the tree, and I just kind of stick their feet into the feathers so you can't see them and they blend in better with the tree. So here's our final tree, and I think it turned out really beautiful. I really loved the look in the end. And here is the final reveal of all 3 trees together. I think they each had their own unique style. I had my family vote, and they had a toss-up between the snowman and the snowflake. For me, the snowman ended up winning out because he's just so adorable. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you consider hitting that subscribe button and the bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. Don't forget to go down to the playlist and watch all of the Winter Wonderland DIYs today. Thanks for joining me, and remember, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. And I will see you guys in the next video.